The night was pitch black, a suffocating void that seemed to swallow everything in its path. I found myself stranded on a desolate stretch of highway, far from civilization. My car had given up on me, its engine sputtering to a halt, leaving me alone and vulnerable in the inky abyss of the night. Panic clawed at my chest as I realized my cell phone had no signal, and the nearest town was miles away. With a shaky breath, I made the desperate decision that would forever alter my life: I would hitchhike. I stood on the roadside, my thumb thrust out into the ominous darkness, a silent plea for salvation. Every passing car ignored my outstretched hand, speeding away, their red taillights dwindling into the abyss. My sense of isolation deepened, and despair began to sink its icy claws into my soul. Just when it seemed I might be forsaken by the world, a pair of headlights emerged from the shadows. A rusted pickup truck pulled over, its engine grumbling like some restless beast. The driver's side window slowly descended, revealing a face cloaked in obscurity. "You need a ride, son?" the driver asked, his voice a chilling blend of gravel and sinister undertones. Relief washed over me, but it was tainted by a creeping unease. The driver's face was hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat, and the dim glow of the dashboard barely illuminated his features. I hesitated, my instincts warning me of the danger that lurked within the cab of that truck. "Thanks, mister," I stammered, trying to hide my trepidation. "I appreciate it," he nodded, a mere silhouette against the darkness, and the truck roared back to life. It accelerated with an unnerving urgency, careening down the highway like a hellbound locomotive. My heart hammered in my chest as I clung to the edge of my seat. An eerie silence settled in, shattered only by the mournful wail of the wind and the occasional screech of tires as we navigated treacherous turns. As we journeyed further into the night, my apprehension deepened. Strange, unidentifiable stains marred the truck's upholstery, and a putrid odor hung heavy in the air. My discomfort grew, a gnawing sense of dread worming its way into my consciousness. I wanted to flee, to escape this enigmatic driver, but I was a prisoner to his unpredictable course. The truck suddenly veered onto an overgrown road that led us deep into the foreboding woods. Panic surged within me, and a pit of terror gnawed at my stomach. "Sir," I ventured, my voice barely more than a tremor, "this isn't the way to town, is it?" The driver's head turned just enough for me to glimpse his eyes, eyes that burned with an unnatural, malevolent light. "No need to fret," he whispered, his voice a sinister caress. "This is just a shortcut." A cold sweat broke out on my brow, and I gripped the door handle, my muscles coiled, ready for a desperate escape. The road narrowed further, and the ancient trees enveloped us, their twisted branches clawing at the truck like skeletal fingers. I was trapped in a waking nightmare, my pulse thundering in my ears. I seized my moment of opportunity when the truck slowed to negotiate a harrowing bend in the road. With a surge of fear-fueled strength, I flung open the door and tumbled onto the damp forest floor. Pain radiated through my body as I hit the ground, but adrenaline propelled me forward. I scrambled to my feet and fled through the woods, branches lacerating my skin and thorns tearing at my clothes. Behind me, the truck's engine roared to life, and it gave chase. Panic consumed me as I stumbled through the forest, my terror-driven breaths ragged and harsh. The headlights of the truck bore down on me, their sinister glow casting elongated, nightmarish shadows that seemed to reach out, hungry for my flesh. My lungs burned, but I couldn't stop running. I couldn't let the driver catch me. Just when I felt my strength wane, I burst from the woods and onto a desolate road. In the distance, I saw the faint glow of streetlights and the beckoning promise of a small town. I sprinted with every ounce of energy I had left, knowing that my life hung in the balance. The truck's engine grew fainter behind me, and I prayed that I had eluded my sinister pursuer. Gasping for breath, I stumbled into the town, my disheveled and wild-eyed appearance drawing the attention of concerned townsfolk. I recounted my harrowing encounter with the enigmatic hitchhiker and the terrifying chase through the woods. Horror etched across their faces, and I could see the fear in their eyes. The police were summoned, and a search was launched for the sinister driver. But when they finally located the abandoned pickup truck deep in the woods, there was no sign of its enigmatic owner. The truck was a chamber of horrors, filled with grisly evidence that chilled even the most seasoned investigators to their core. To this day, I cannot erase the memory of those piercing, malevolent eyes or the relentless terror that washed over me in that truck. I survived that nightmarish encounter, but I cannot help but wonder about the others who may not have been as fortunate, those who crossed paths with the hitchhiker of the night. The horrors I witnessed serve as a haunting reminder that malevolence can lurk in the darkest corners of existence, waiting to prey upon the unsuspecting.